Hey guys, Simon Drizelli, Voice of Reason. Just wanted to go back on what I was saying the other day in regards to the education system, certainly within the United States and pretty much all over the world. Actually, it's very, very similar. And some of the problem areas that we were looking at there with CRT, DEI, all of that type of thing. And I do feel that we are going to see a massive overhaul of the education system, which it desperately needs. A lot of these colleges have gone against using things like the ACT or the SAT in order to get admission. And they've been putting their thumb on the scale, to try and bring in their quota of minorities as pretty much as virtue signaling, to the world that they actually care, which of course they really don't. They have very, very big donors, big bursaries, and make a lot of money. They keep putting up the tuition fees, and I think there is going to be a massive pushback on this over the next 3 years, where you're going to see a lot of donors exiting the universities, as they have done because of the anti-Semitism that we saw last year and this year, all the way through the various different campuses, which turned into pretty much almost like a campus rebellion. I mean, that doesn't bode well. So I think that the whole DEI thing is going to change, because they were always talking about equity as opposed to equality. And as we know, equality means that everyone starts off the same, with the same potential, with the same resources, with the same ability to be able to move forward and attain excellence. And whereas equity means that everyone gets there at the same time at the end, despite merit, despite having worked for it or anything like that, just so, because of the color of your skin or your regional geographical status of origin, you end up with what everyone else gets. It's the same as participation trophies. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything to employers. It doesn't mean anything to the person receiving it as well, when they receive their degree and they haven't actually worked for it. They haven't been selected. It just means nothing. It's just pure vanilla. So you're going to see DEI being supplemented by a thing called MEI. And a lot of colleges are looking at this now, because they realized that the normal people that want to put their kids through actual education as opposed to indoctrination really want to see a merit-based system. And MEI does actually stand for that: merit, excellence, and intelligence. So by merit, it means that you have to earn your place in that university. It's not going to just be given to you because of your name or your skin color or your race. It means that you actually have to put in the hard yards. You actually have to get your GED. You have to work hard, get your honors classes if you can, and you have to pass those tests to be able to be selected. You have to do the essays to get you in there. You have to earn your right, and that is something that we expect. I mean, why have a resume if you're just going to get it anyway? You create a resume in order to sell yourself, to actually make your case, to earn the right for that job. It should be exactly the same for education. Now, having said that, I do believe that education should be available to all, despite how much money you've got. And this is why I would like to see the fee structure totally dismantled. It hasn't worked with student loans. People end up with useless degrees and $200,000 in debt that they're never going to be repaying. And then some politician is going to try and repay them out of taxpayers' money and just, create the ire of everybody else who didn't take on a student loan. I mean, the whole thing is just preposterous. What I would like to see is free education for all, up to and including the university level. I think that is a really good idea. I think that it can be done. I think that people would actually prefer from a donor point of view, instead of these prestige Ivy League colleges, which actually don't mean anything now. I mean, Harvard is so diluted now because it doesn't rely on merit. Having a Harvard degree means nothing, whereas 20 years ago, it was everything. You know, if you came from Harvard or Yale, you know, or Brown or one of those big ones, you know, it actually meant something. Now it means nothing. You know, it just means that someone somewhere in some DEI organization just decided to put their thumb on the scale and shoehorn you in, irrespective of whether you earned it or not. And everyone knows that now. So it really holds no advantage. So I think that if there was a degree system that was agreed by all, and I'm talking employers now, not the colleges, but a degree system that was actually recognized by employers to say, yes, this is the standard. This is the minimum standard that we require in order for us to be able to employ this person. And if the government were able to supply that education, and by that I probably mean like uprating the community college system, so that every single person that is born into this country has the option to be able to go to university or trade school. Either one actually helps the community. Either one actually helps the country. So the country should invest in that. They should this is what we should be paying our tax dollars for, is to increase the intelligence and the excellence of our youth, to give children an actual chance, you know, to be equal in the law of everyone, despite what race they are or color of skin. Everyone deserves that. That is equality, okay? And I feel that it's equality that we should be going for and not equity. So that's with merit. With excellence, this is what people should be aspiring to. They should be going to college to actually become more excellent in themselves, you know, from their own personal viewpoint, making friends, making contacts, having more facilities and sports. You know, all of those things actually create excellence in a person. It's about character building. It's not just about doing your 4 years and coming out with a piece of paper. It's about the experiences that you have during those 4 years. And I can't talk, and I didn't go to college. Okay, I would love to have gone to college. I never had the opportunity. So I ended up going into the military and doing my education through there. Now, and then intelligence. We need intelligent people, you know, and therefore, I mean, life isn't fair. And we're not all born geniuses. That would be fun if that was the case. But then again, you know, how do you then evaluate people, you know, if everyone's the same? The fact of the matter is that we're all born with different IQs. Some of us have struggled to get to education, like myself. You know, I was pretty much a dumb kid. I actually flunked English at school, and now I've written 24 books. So, you know, there's a story there, and it shows that everyone can do it if they're ready and willing to put in the hard yards. And I was certainly that. We never had money. We didn't have a car, as you know, when I grew up. We had to work for every single thing that we had. And, you know, I'm proud of the fact that I was able to rise above that adversity to get where I was. And I came out, as most people know, as a senior sergeant major in British intelligence. So that's what I would like to see happen now, to get rid of all of this nonsense, you know, this from the DEI, from all the radical areas where I think it's just so disrespectful as well to some of the minorities, which are some of the hardest working people, you know, in this country. It's actually disrespectful to them to say, well, we obviously need a hand up and a hand out, so that's what we're going to do. And I think that's very much the wrong message. I've just come back from the gym, you know, and you only grow muscle by putting effort onto it, by putting weight onto it, by putting stress and strain onto it. That's how you get stronger. That's how you get better. And I think that needs to happen from a character point of view and also from an educational point of view. You know, we need to challenge our youth because this world is challenged, and we need bright, inspired individuals that haven't just been given it to on a plate, people that have fought for their place, because the world needs you. It needs a new generation, because the generation that you see in Congress and the Senate, these 70 and 80-year-old tenured people, they're not doing it. They're not helping. And they're not going to be ushering in the new world. You know, it's the 20, 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds. That is the future. And that's what we should be investing in. So, yeah, I'm all for merit, excellence, and intelligence. And let's get rid of DEI, put it in the grave where it belongs. So I'm Triselian, out to you. Take care now.